Good morning, everyone. Today is lesson 13.4. You're going to need your math packet out today. The thing that we're going to be learning today, we're going to review telling time, but we're also today going to learn how to write the time to the hour. Okay, so today we're only concerned about when the big hand goes up. Now we're going to start with 9 o'clock. Okay, so why don't we sing our song about 9 o'clock, okay? Do you remember it? Help me out. When the big hand's at the top, then you know it's 9 o'clock. But when the hand goes around and it's pointing down, it's 9 o'clock. It's 9:30. Good job. And I saw everybody scratching their beards, right? Okay, good job. All right, let's go to the first dialog box that we see. Both of the clocks show the same time. Everybody agrees. I see you doing our hand signal. Tell what time it is below. Let's see who I haven't called on for a while. Oh, I see you. Emery, what time is it? You say 9 o'clock, and I see lots of hands. Okay, we all agree, don't we? I agree with you, Emery. It is 9 o'clock. The digital, 9 o'clock. Remember, we never want to say 9:00. We're always going to say o'clock. And the same way with this. The little hand, the boss, is on the 9. We always say the 9 first. And the tall, skinny guy is remember, he's the worker bee. He does all that work and he has to go all the way around the clock. He is number 2. We always say the big number first. And then the long hand, does he ever get to say those big numbers? No. He has to say the minutes, which are the little dots all the way around the clock. And remember, when he's back up at the top, even though it's 60 minutes for the hour, we're always going to say o'clock. Good job. How are those clocks alike? JJ? Good job. They both have 9s in them. Anybody else? Maddox? Correct. They both say or show us the same exact time. Now, what's different about those clocks? Allie, what's different about them? You are correct. One is analog. Good job. That's a big word. And one is digital. They are not the same kind of clock. Is the digital always easy to read? Yes. Does it take brain power to learn how to do analog? Yes. Just think how smart your brains are today. Wow, they're loving it. Okay, the differences, analog, digital. The analog, oh, good job, Lukey. The analog shows all the numbers all the time, doesn't it? The digital only shows the numbers that you need for that precise minute. Good job. Wow, I like those thought processes today. Elijah, what else? Correct. The analog has a face. Does digital have a face? Yes. Do they all have numbers? Yes. But our analog, did everybody hear what Elijah said? The analog has hands and the digital does not. Okay, we are going to go to the next page. You guys are really doing a great job. Now I'm going to skip the top part of this page because I'm going to just do it with you, okay? So we're going to go right down to the convince me box. Are those the same? Good job. Thank you, Eleanor. She said they are not the same because the boss is pointing at the 7 on the analog clock, which means this clock shows 7 o'clock. This is 8 o'clock. All right, I'm going to ask a really tough question. Which one is earlier? Is 7 earlier or later than 8 o'clock? It is earlier. The 7 comes before the 8. Okay, now our little dialogue box at the top. I eat breakfast at 7 o'clock. And that's about what we do during the school year, don't we? We're kind of late now. Probably nobody gets up at 7 anymore. When we see an analog clock for 7 o'clock, we can write it in a digital way, okay? And we're going to learn how to write it just like the digits, okay? Do you see that? It's very easy, and you're going to help me out. Let's start with number 1, 3 o'clock. Now, if you received your packet, I want you to get out your clocks, and you're going to do this right with me. The little hand goes on the 3. Remember the boss? He's little. But the worker, he's going to go all the way up to the top. When the hand's pointing up, it must be 3 o'clock. Now, this is what your clock looks like, but now we want to learn how to write it digitally. All right. The words out of my mouth are saying this: 3 o'clock. And remember, this is, Noelle, do you remember what this kind of word is? If we've taken letters out, this is an apostrophe. We've taken letters out and we've shortened up our word, and it's called a contraction. O'clock is a contraction. Remember what it really means, Liza? Of the clock. It's 3 of the clock. That means it is on the hour, okay? All right, let's write. All right, remember, these are the words that are coming out of my mouth. What time is it? It is 3 o'clock. But if I'm in my car and I'm looking at the digital, what am I going to write? And I'm going to bother Jersey. Jersey, what time is it? Okay, you're going to write the 3 first. Right, we're going to make 2 dots. And remember, they are just going to go one on top of the other. And how do I write o'clock? Now, I'm going to give you a hint. Look what's inside of o'clock. 2 O's. What do 2 O's look like if I write them in numbers? They look like zeros, don't they? Look at that. 3 o'clock is the same as 3 ... 0 0. Those 2 things mean exactly the same. Okay, now that one was pretty easy because they told us the answer. Let's go to number 2. Let's try 5 o'clock. Okay. 5 o'clock. Now, I'm going to leave my 0 0 there because today everything we're doing is going to be 0 0. Ooh, 5 o'clock. How am I going to do 5 o'clock? Isaiah, what do you think? All right, we're going to start with our analog clocks. Everybody get out your clocks. And do I need to fool with my minute hand? No, I don't. I'm going to leave him right there. Now, where should the boss be? Isaiah, where are we going to put the boss? Right, we're going to slide the boss so he is pointing at the 5. Does everybody see that? The little hand's on the 5 and the big hand is pointing straight up. When the big hand's at the top, then you know it's 5 o'clock. All right, I'm not going to sing the rest because then we're going to get into the 30s, okay? And today is all about o'clock. All right, 5 o'clock. How are we going to write 5 o'clock to make it look digital? Caden. Good job, my friend. 5 dot dot 0 0. 5 o'clock. And if I wrote it digitally, it is going to say 5 o'clock. I'm going to read it the same way. I'm going to read 5 o'clock if it's an analog, and I'm going to say 5 o'clock if it's digital. They both mean the same thing. All right. I'm going to let you do 12 o'clock and 11 o'clock, okay? You do those by yourselves. You're going to do 2, 4, 6, 9, 10, and 1. All right? Now, let's go down to number 11. Let's do this one together. I think we have a few moments. Think about how the hands move on the clock to help solve the problem. Now, remember we talked about this the other day. Clockwise is the way of the clock. Clockwise means the hands always, always, always go from the little numbers and they go all the way around to the top. And they keep going around. They never stop going around, okay? All right, let's see what our pattern sounds like. Mary writes a pattern. Then she erases some of the times. Write in the missing times. All right, let's try it. 6, 8, blank, blank, 12, blank, blank. She's writing a pattern. What kind of pattern do you think she's making? Wow. Well, you know what? I was going to say that too. I was going to say 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock. I was going to say 10 o'clock, but then what would we have put in there? Do you think her pattern is maybe a couple of things? Oh, actually, I just saw what I needed. I am so sorry. My eyeballs don't get old, you guys. It's terrible on your eyes. They want us to write a time and a time. And I thought we were writing 2 times. Whew, too many times. All right, 6, 8. Look at your front of your clock. 6, 8, blank, 12. What would we write into that? And I'm going to choose Julian. Correct. You are going to write 10 dot dot 0 0 for 10 o'clock. And then where would I go? She wrote in the 12. Mary gave us the 12, which is a fun, I love 12 o'clock because the big hand takes over. You see that? It makes the little hand disappear. What would be 2 hours later? Aren't those all 2 hours? 6, 8, 10, 12. And then what number would be the next one in her sequence? Thank you. Kaysen told me it was 2 o'clock. Good job. Okay, let's go to the back. I would like you to try all of these. They are not hard, okay? And remember, you all have your clocks, so you can figure this out using your little clocks, okay? Don't go to mom or dad or grandma unless you really don't know the answer, okay? Try to figure it out. Now this one, this is a must do. Maribel washes dishes after 6 o'clock and before 9 o'clock. Which clocks show a time that she might be washing dishes? Guess what? There are 2 answers this time. All right. After 6, so it can't be a 6, right? It has to be after 6, but before 9. Ooh, that narrows it down, doesn't it? Okay, you guys keep being great mathematicians today. Go work on your clocks. It should not take you very long, okay? All right, see you tomorrow.